So the question is, how could the mind, which is part of God, dream or imagine the idea of separation in the first place? And how could perfection conceive of imperfection, even if it were merely an illusion?
It couldn't. So this is, that's what illusion means. It never happened. It's a dream. But this is the number one question from the ego. The ego can never grasp the answer. How could the impossible happen? But so Jesus says it's actually not helpful to get lost in the question. The better to focus on is to see that you believe that it happened because you don't feel great. So come back to what you believe. He says, look at, he says this did not happen, but you can say from your experience that you believe it happened. And that's what we must work with. He's even saying that we have much to do. We've been long delayed. This whole world, this history is a huge delay from being at home in God. So yeah, don't get lost in that question. How could the impossible happen? But look at your mind and see that you actually believe that it happened because you feel separate. And that's because how do you know that you're in a dream? You only know it when you wake up from the dream. While you're in the dream, you're this character and you certainly believe it's real. So that's more a helpful way to focus with the mind, is to say, I believe it happened. I believe in the separation based on my experience. But yes, as we come home in God, we will see that it never happened. We will see the dream as a dream. Awareness of dreaming is the function of God's teachers. This is an amazing truth. Awareness of dreaming is the function of God's teachers. And this can only be experienced through forgiveness, forgiving the dream.
His follow-up question was, so why does the mind now need a gradual learning and correction process over time?
Good question. It doesn't really. Actually, it can do it in an instant. And this is it, because the ego puts enlightenment in the future, and that's the biggest trick. So no, you don't need time. Actually, time has been saved for you. Jesus says you don't need this time. You can accept it now. And this is the difference between right mind and wrong mind. This is something I've used through the years in my mind training, looking, am I in the wrong mind or in the right mind? And that's very easy to know because you feel the way you feel. So yeah, so to change your mind takes just one instant.